How's it, everybody? Welcome to another video from MaxLaser, and today we are going to be talking about laser engraving on clear cast acrylic. Now, when you engrave on clear cast acrylic, you get a nice white frosted look and feel, which can be great for wedding stationery, for signage, checkers boards, you know. So today, what I thought was going to be quite easy to do turned out to be a little bit more difficult than what I thought, because I needed to get that consistent engraving and I was looking for a frosted feel. You don't want to see the lines. So come with me, come and have a look and see what tips and tricks and settings I did to get this checkers board 100% perfect. Okay, yeah, I was engraving clear cast acrylic, but you can see those lines there, and I was actually in focus. And yeah, it's fine when you're actually doing engravings and you're in focus, and you don't want to, you don't have these thick, bold, square blocks or big, bold lettering. You can get away with it being in focus, but as soon as you start engraving these bigger blocks, it really does expose you. So here I'm going out of focus. So I started at normal autofocus, and then I did increments of 0.2 mils, and I'm going slowly out of focus, keeping the same speed and power, but just going out of focus and just seeing where the sweet spot is, to see where I've got a nice. So here you can see when I'm talking about going out of focus and in focus, I push the autofocus, and here you can see that it's actually just doing its normal autofocus, but on the touchpad for the Thunder Bolt, it comes up the Z-axis. You can see there, the Z-axis is 2.3. Now that's when it's in focus all the time. And then I manipulate it a little bit by either going out of focus by raising the bed lower, lowering the bed lower, or going too much in focus by raising the bed higher towards the laser head. And then that's when I'm talking about going in focus, out of focus. So if you guys don't know, go check some of the other videos as well, where I also try and manipulate the laser head. So, being in focus is just a guideline. You have to do these tests to see if you can get better results. So here I'm trying to go for a bigger block, but I still get these lines. It's kind of like banding. You can see there, it's kind of like banding. And these are all out of focus images, engravings that I'm trying to do. And here you can see it easier by going up to the light. You can just see that banding. I thought I actually had it on the one setting where I had that big square block, but I still see banding there, and that is the problem that I'm actually getting. So I'm not too sure why. I also feel like the extraction also played a little bit of a part, but then I thought, you know what, I went in focus for the image on the hyena when I was doing 2-color laminates. Let me try go in focus for this one. So I went 1.6 mils on the Z-axis, more in focus on the touchscreen, and then I saw better results. So I actually I first initially went 1.4, but then I went to 1.6, and I had a better result. And then I also played with the air assist. I had it with the air on, because I remember when I did the hyena, I had it air on, and then I took the air off, and then it was a better result. So here I am. I found the sweet spot, which was 1.6. And also the red light pointer made a big difference, because once I cut the acrylic, I had to light it up. So I lined it up with using the red light pointer, and if the red light pointer was going against the edge of the acrylic, I knew I was aligned. So then I could then go and engrave the checkers boarding, which was there. You can see going in the inside of it. And yeah, so this is doing a nice time lapse. But I was actually 1.6 millimeters in the Z-axis, and with the air assist off. So doing the little calibrations, and then I also was going 400 DPI, 500 DPI, 600 DPI. I actually found that going 500 DPI was actually also the sweet spot. And here you can see, once I got all the settings, once I figured out the setting, I did a whole engraving for the checkers board, and you can see that it's nice and clean. Here I'm just cutting the blocks for the checkers, and yeah, I'm you can see I'm bringing it up to the light and it's nice and clean and frosted. See, I don't want lines, and also I was trying to not get the banding, so I wanted a nice frosted look. Okay, so here is the design file with the checkers board, and obviously all my pieces, my cutting lines, and my engravings. And just another quick thing is that, you know, if you haven't seen some of my other videos, why I go too much in focus or a little bit out of focus is because I'm trying to melt the material. I don't want to vaporize it. Once I vaporize the material, you can see lines and banding, I guess, at times. Depends. Like, well, on this one, I definitely saw banding, but you can definitely see lines. And if I don't want those lines to show, if I'm trying to get a nice, smooth feel, even like a soft to the touch, you know, I'm not even engraving into the material. I'm actually doing more of a laser mark. Then you need to go out of focus. So over here, you can see that this is my cutting line. Here I've got 7 millimeters per second, 65% power and air assist on. What's nice about having the air assist on with the Thunder Bolt is that the air assist to the side, so it doesn't affect the edge. Keeps a nice polished, clean finish. And here is my engraving settings. So I had a Z axis of 1.6 on the touchscreen instead of 2.3 when it's autofocused, and it was 1000 millimeters per second at 16% power at 500 dpi. And these are the settings that I had that gave me the best results. So there you go, there's all the tips, the tricks, and the settings that I used on the Thunderbolt. And honestly, this laser machine is really punching above its weight. The more videos I'm doing, the more excited I get about the capabilities of the Thunderbolt. It's really just smashing everything out of the park. And yeah, my little girl is actually going to be pretty excited because I told her that I'm going to be making a checkers board. So tonight we're going to be playing against each other, and I will be seeing you guys on the next video. Thanks.